Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl here to give you another lesson for today. Just want to be grateful for the energy for coming in, giving me that oomph, I have to say. It's a lot easier now to tap in. And I'm grateful for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. The lessons are timeless. So it really doesn't matter what day you look at the lesson or if you receive it on a particular day. It doesn't matter what day it's done on. It's a lesson. And if you don't get the lesson as it is an experience, if you just listen to it and you connect to it, maybe in hindsight you've experienced it, or it'll be an experience to come, your knowledge of it and your understanding of it is half the battle, eh? What is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit, for teaching me and keeping me safe, for teaching the collective and keeping us safe. What is the lesson for today? Card's a little choppy. What is the lesson for today? What is it the collective needs to learn today? What does the collective need to learn? What's the lesson today? Seven of Swords. Strategizing. Six of Cups. In love. It can go anywhere today, this lesson. These cards are choppy though. Not too heavy, a little choppy. Let's see, what is the lesson? Oh, King of Pentacles. Man, he is in love. Nice. Lots of love this summer. I'm glad for that. Every summer should be like that. It usually is, though. Summertime is love time. Bring us into the fall. What is the lesson for today? Our Emperor is back, taking charge. That's what he is, eh? High Arcana, the man in charge. Just like our King of Pentacles that we saw fall out. Same, it's a mirror image, a reflection. It's interesting that we get both of them. Well, one falling out and the other one brought out. Spirit is giving us a lesson in, well, that could be the ego, like it's been the ego, because it's the first thing we think of when this Emperor shows up, that there is control, there is authority, there is understanding of in a broad scope. But it is High Arcana, so it is Spirit that's in charge here. See, Spirit is giving us a lesson in authority. Let's look at it for that for now. Let's see where that takes us. What is the tool? Well, Pentacles. All right, so 6 Pentacles, which is it comes It comes as balance, equal shares. So a lesson in being authoritative or having authority, paying out justice. It's like deciding that the payout needs to happen, because when this card comes up, there was an unfair exchange. Now it has to be fixed, regardless of where the cards fall. When it shows, its reciprocity needs to be given. So somebody needs to pay out. And being in an authority, that's a decision that needs to be made. So the Emperor is deciding on paying out, or someone needs to pay out. That's what he's saying, that somebody needs to pay for this. Because there was an unfair balance. Things were unfair. Someone didn't get or wasn't given. There was something there. And that being a tool goes to the lower arcana. So we are being asked to pay out, or to make sure that something is paid out, to bring in the balance. What Spirit is doing? Oh boy, we're playing seesaw here. We're going from high arcana, low arcana, high arcana. And this is what Spirit is doing. He's giving us this 7 and going in order, 6 and 7. Change in direction. So the payout will make a change. The authority giving this payout creates a change in direction, knowing, understanding that we are doing this Spirit is doing it through us. So we are given this decision. We have 2 levels of decision making here to create balance, which is very interesting. I like that. This is a good lesson, because here we know we have to do it. We know which way we want to go. We know when to go. We know how to go. We know everything about this difficult turn. We just have to do, and that's the key. The key is in the doing. We have to pay out, or we have to make someone pay out. I mean, it fits in your circumstance, and because this payout here, it is monetary on the card, but it doesn't mean in your circumstance that it will be monetary. It could be in action, as in a gesture, kindness, conversation even. Maybe you need to say certain things that will smooth over or be equivalent to paying out. See, it really depends on your circumstance, but there will be a change because of this payout, because the authority is being taken to make it happen. See, this is what this lesson shows here, that this is what action does. Because remember, these are action cards, and the Pentacles, it's what we do, and in most cases it's our work. So if you're working, say this is your boss, or you are becoming the boss, you are responsible for balance at work. Maybe it's for driving, because this is for a vehicle. It can go anyway. This is a movement card, whether it is a mental movement, a physical movement, or just a physiological movement even, because this is internal as well as it is external for change. Let's see what the gift is. Wow, the 9. So we're getting anxiety, we're getting anxious. What are we anxious about? If this is the gift, because of our authority, because of what needs to be rectified as a reciprocity, that we will be given anxiety as a gift. That's a 9. And then at the bottom of the deck we have a 2 of swords. So it is a portal that is created. That is that is what the gift is. That we will have so much of anxious sensation. I mean, this is thoughts, and this is when you're not sleeping and having nightmares and fear. And I mean, this is an odd lesson in itself. It's a very interesting one, because to have the authority is to be in an anxiety state. I mean, you're constantly worried about what you need to do, your role as authority. So finding the balance in change. So it could be that this is the stress zone. This change is going to create an anxiety, knowing that you are responsible for sleepless nights. But then we have at the bottom of the card the Two of Swords, and the deck did crack. It just cracked open. Look at that. To the King of Pentacles. Let's see what we get with that. Wow, we have the Two of Swords. So it's an anxiety, but it is a doorway. So maybe this is the ego in itself, because here we have the King in our lower arcana, making change because of sleepless nights, wanting to make the change because there is a sense of denial here. So this could be the ego. This is what it works out to be. Holding back, sleepless nights, not able to speak, feeling that guilt. There's a guilt here. Look at all these cards. Look at that. Spirit is just 5 for 5. I cannot believe it. I mean, I have to believe it, right? We keep getting these same amount of cards. Spirit has me on a rationing of cards here, which is fine. Which is fine. The deck opened up and gave it to us. Okay, so let's look at what we have. So we have the 5. We're going from 4. I'm gonna find it. Let's see how we can look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we jump to the 9. We have a 2. So it's the balance is trying to find itself. But here we know that this is a 5 and this is mourning. See the denial here, not wanting to speak about what is hurting inside. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles, wanting to be alone or ending up being alone with the regrets. The manifestation is the next step, because not wanting to be alone is where this comes in. Wanting to make that change, knowing the truth, healing. And then the 10 of Cups. Well, this is all in a nutshell. Okay. The manifestation is in having the authority to make that decision. Knowing that sleepless nights are where we are. Frustration, anxiety, reliving the past, going over pain, suffering, taking on authority of one's life, looking for that reciprocity to make change. It comes in a circle, right? Knowing that you've done the work. This comes from yesterday. If you were looking at yesterday's lesson, this sense of I've accomplished, I've done what I was supposed to do, I'm giving up my suffering because I earned my peace of mind. I'm going to make things change because I have the authority, because the lesson is in understanding change needs to happen. The gift of anxiety is what pushes us to make those decisions to change again. You see? It's not that complicated, you know. Because we have this portal, our mental opens up, you see? Not wanting to share the pain and suffering with another. Going into a kind of a denial or holding back because you don't want to create more suffering for another. But then you come, or we come, to realize, because these two, it's holding back on telling your sorrows. Okay? I mean, take it as you feel it. And if you have anxieties right now, you're going over them, you're mulling through. This is the process of dealing with pain. Don't forget, this is a difficult turn, if you will. It's not easy, and it brings, by nature, it brings anxiety because you have to make a hard choice. So this is not a bad thing. This is just conscience working. Going over what has happened in the past, not wanting to talk about it, wanting to just you see, it's not even about wanting here. This is what you've done. This is earned. This is earned. This is work. You know you've done the work. Efforts that have been put in the past give us this ability to be able to make change. So we're missing only the 1 here. It's a 9. So this is an accomplishment, but we're still missing one thing. Then we have the ability, Spirit has come back again, giving us from the anxiety. We know we need to make a change. We have the oomph right here, because this gives us the energy and the know-how and even the funds, if we need to spend a little money, to make that change happen. And then we go with what we know. We seek out the truth and understanding and information, and we work with that knowledge to come to healing. And then we end a cycle with our King of Pentacles. So whether it is an ending in love, because we have 15 here, that is our change. That is our change that will come. And I'll be right back. So I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see. Our King of Pentacles is the reflection of our Emperor. And at the end, he either has everything that he wants in the sense of love, like he comes to healing love and being fulfilled in love. His ego, if it is that it is to be tempered, is reflected in the generosity of this king. It's almost as if it's the two extremes, the complete authority with the complete generosity, finding the balance. I mean, you can look at it in your situation. How do you fit? Are you the generous type, or are you in a state of control and anger or authority? Not so much anger, but more authority. Are you holding back something that needs to be said? Are you holding back from sharing suffering? Because it is going to be healed. See this? This is the healing card because of truth being told. You see? Everything is falling in to line, if we want to put it that way. Again, it goes from 6 to 7 to 9. Yes, we're skipping the 8 cups. We're getting all 10. You know? Then there's the accomplishment here. This is self I wouldn't say self-preservation because it's not the Seven of Swords, even though we did see it earlier. In self-preservation, we manage to take care of ourselves, and we're wanting to not be alone anymore. You see, because we are alone, but alone being accomplished, ready and open to manifest love, being able to provide, being honest, and healing what was unfair in the past with the changes. I mean, just go around, we can go around and around. Let's see what the oracle message is for this lesson. This is a very interesting lesson for that. What is the oracle message for this lesson, Spirit? Thank you for teaching us, keeping us safe. What is the oracle message? Again, these cards are choppy too. What's going on? It's the day. It's the energy. Let's see. What is the oracle message for this lesson? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. So there it is. Certain things need to be said that are not being said. Pain and suffering that we've been through, that we don't want to talk about, needs to be spoken. There is a healing. There is a healing, no matter what. The ending of a cycle makes a beginning, because the 10 turns into 1. So if it is that you the 15 cups again, is change. Things are changing because of certain truths that need to be told and spoken. I'm curious about this card. Not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. That means you don't have all of the information, or the information is coming in a way where you need to sift through it. Things that are not being said. Authority. Being held back or holding back. This is where you need to be open to the unexpected. Certain changes are going to take place quickly too. It's a quick decision. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or I'm not doing this, I'm doing that instead. So let's see what's at the bottom here. Boundaries. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe it's because of truth that needs to be spoken. The boundaries need to be put in place for what we're manifesting. Open up again. See the fire festival, and she would be the feminine side of the emperor. But then she would also be the Queen of Wands. So fire festival says, through flame and through song there will rise a new dawn. So this is a celebration of things to come. Again, the manifestation of what you want, the truth. Being that boundaries come up, this is again for communication. So it isn't set in the fact to be, even the colors of the card mix in very nicely here. But what I mean to say is that you know your truth. And if you're seeking it, because that's what she does, she investigates truth. And here we have a 9 and a 10 of swords. So this could be again relating to things that we're not talking about, hurts and suffering that isn't being mentioned because we're sticking into our boundaries. We're holding back because we don't want to either share the suffering, or we don't want it to be known, the suffering. Boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are for they are not to be crossed. So this is you in yourself not allowing external factors to come in and hurt. Knowing the truth protects you. And we can take it in all different angles, people. This is really a personal, I mean, it's always personal. I'm mixing up the cards. I don't know what, oh, this was here. It's always personal. These lessons, they don't always turn into a story about other people. Because I ask for a lesson. But when you piece it together, it becomes a story. It's your story. It's my story. It's everyone's story. There is no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. Again, being able to speak your truth and not holding it back. Being able to find the truth and allowing it to be brought to the surface. Manifesting because of truth. Control with the Emperor here. Controlling what is to be said and not holding and not allowing certain things to come out is why I think this card shows up, because it's right above the Emperor. And the Emperor, when he doesn't want something to be said or spoken, it's not going to be spoken. And then it says to surrender. So we need to give in, we need to give out, and we need to not give up. I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. And if this lesson didn't come to you as a lesson today, don't worry. It'll come round again. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Love and light.